Hello, my friends. It's T, and I'm going to do a reaction video today. It's on a new YouTuber you may have heard of, Goatis. Goatis. That's right. I'm going to do a reaction video to Goatis, man. Yes, man. All right. So Goatis says, Jesus Christ is back. I'm here to save you all. I love the picture. Yeah, anybody can be Jesus Christ, right? Oh man, all right. Let's react to this video. This is going to be funny.
My children, there is a woman who made a video saying that she needs me.
I missed that.
Hello, my children. There is a woman who made a video saying that she needs me. I assume that she
needs you. She needs you. She definitely does. Man, people are really crazy. They need a security blanket is what they need. That's why they hold on to religion. Okay.
needs my help. The video is called I Need Jesus.
First, what happens is this. They create the problem, human beings, and then they try to create a solution to their problems that they're creating. So they create this security blanket for these people that they've created this problem, them living in an artificial world, and they don't know how to cope with the artificial world that they live in because it's not based on the natural world. Okay.
I need God.
Yeah.
I am so lost and...
See? I need God. I'm so lost because I live in this artificial environment called city. Everybody knows, man, if you really think about it, nature is God. Nature is your God. Not a man. Man is not God, but man wants to make you believe that man is God.
Dragging my feet every day and...
I can help you. I know why people are lost today.
Trying to fight this fight that I know deep down I can't do without God.
I'm sure he does. It all stems from nature. Yeah.
And I'm in this weird in between with God of a cross between New Age and I guess what people might call Christianity. I don't really want to put labels on it, but
As we can read in Matthew 12:36, thou shalt not worship anything besides nature.
I thought God was this powerful force.
That's right. I think people misinterpret. They never understood. Even when what was it? They say this guy called Moses. The burning bush was talking to him, and he said, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm that, and I'm that, and I'm that." Yeah, nature is God. I am that. I am everything that nature is. I am that. And you shall not have any other gods before me. Nature. Get it, dude? I think people are misconstruing because then they write it up their own way and they think it's a guy in the sky, a pie in the sky, or some guy dressed in robes walking around all day making miracles. Nah, man, it's nature, dude. But people misunderstood. They misconstrued.
In the universe and what people...
As far as these laws he created, they're man-made laws they created. Morals don't exist in nature. Morals, none of these things exist. So they say, thou shalt not covet thou's wife. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill or do all these things. But man kills. They still kill to this day. They kill, they steal, they thieve. They do a bunch of stuff. You understand me? That's all. They're just man-made laws. They're fake. There's just the laws of nature. And when you break the laws of nature, you pay dearly for them. Yeah, that's what society's paying now. They eat artificial diets. They're not eating natural food within nature. So they're paying for it. Yeah, they lose their teeth. They lose their health. They lose their lives. Whatever.
Religion called God or Allah or universe or source or creator or whatever anyone called it. I thought it was all the same thing and it didn't matter what anyone called it. If anything, I thought people who called it, who weren't seeing it as like source or the universe were the people who weren't really getting it. But in reality, I see now it's actually...
No, it's actually nature. That's what it is, whatever you want to call it. It's called nature. There's a lot of religious buffs out there. You know, these fucking bumpkins, I would call them out there. They're so they think it's about some book and some dude and whatever. Oh, you know, it's God. Made the needle through the eye. The rich man has to give all this money and all this kind of weird stuff, whatever. Has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with nature. But people are so daft out there. They don't understand. They think that God is some guy and telling you how to live your life in the artificial world. Man, this Jesus dude, what did he do? What did he do exactly? He broke bread, he ate bread, and he drank wine. Is that of nature? No. And then they tell you, you should, these are sinful things, procreating, doing these things, lusting, and all this kind of stuff. These are all natural things. You should not kill. You should kill. That's how you eat. You know what I mean? We consume energy, other people's energy on this planet to survive. That's how you survive, by consuming energy of other people's energy on this planet, dude. That's how everybody survives. It's unfortunate, but that's how it works on this planet. Energy is constantly being consumed. That's how you survive.
Me who wasn't really getting it. It actually is God, Jesus, God.
But you get these crazy vegan people. They think it's all about, morals and themselves. There are no morals in nature. There's nothing out there. There's just nature, dude.
Not just God as in this force. I thought people were wrong for putting it onto this identity of Jesus and God in the form of Jesus. I still don't really know the proper terms to use for this.
What she's saying.
See, God in the form of Jesus. God is not a man. God is nature. God is not a man. God is nature. The problem is, you need to visualize like this dude or somebody is God. No, he's not God. He would never. Nature would never teach you to eat bread and drink wine, which is toxic and poisonous. It goes against nature. Bread doesn't exist, and neither does wine. It's poisonous. Yeah.
Is that she feels like Christians are right, that there is an actual human, or there used to be a human, who is God. And if people talk about Allah, other gods, or the source.
That's how brainwashed people are. It's so funny, man. People are so brainwashed, bro. They're so dumb.
And whatnot, then it's not actually correct, because it's actually specifically Jesus. I wonder if she will actually explain what she means by this.
Yeah, explain it.
And, sorry, that's my washing machine. It's probably pretty loud. I just need God, and I'm trying to connect with Him the best that I can.
I have an email address.
Hi guys, it's me. I'm stuck in the zoo called the city. I'm trying to connect back with my God called nature. This is so funny. This shit is hilarious. I'm trying to connect, man. What's the number to connect to God? 911 emergency. Hello, it's emergency? I'm trying to connect to God. Well, then go back out in nature, lady. Get the fuck out of here.
Also, a Telegram channel. There's a lot of ways to contact me. You can also just comment on this video.
I'm just so lost. And
She is so lost. I love Goatis. Contact me, man. It's me, Jesus. He kind of looks like that Russian dude they arrested. Remember, it looked like Jesus. A lot of people play the part. They're Jesus. Yeah.
so earlier this year, I had.
The reason you're lost, my child, is because you do not eat what humans are naturally supposed to eat.
Yeah.
Matthew 16:27.
Yeah.
Thou shalt only eat natural food. Bread used to mean meat back in the day. Most
Yes.
people don't know this, which is why in the book, when they talk about bread, they are talking about raw meat, actually, and wine
so.
and blood. They were all consuming raw meat and blood. They started calling.
But they made it sinful to eat blood and raw meat and all these things. They tell you it's sinful. How could something natural be sinful? The Bible is evil, man. Let me tell you what the Bible is. It's a book. It's a book how to create evil to control man. It's an evil book is what it is, because it's not based on God. God is nature. You understand me? Nature works in a specific way, but the book, it goes against nature. So if the Bible goes against nature, then it's an evil book.
In grain sludge bread pretty recently, really.
And God actually is that identity that people portray God to have. Even though I thought that was silly before, it just started.
The best one is they say that what is this? They say that this Jesus guy came, and then there's another guy coming, the devil. He's supposed to reign too now. Yeah, this is it. The whole thing is the devil. What are you talking about? It's not based on nature. It's all devilish.
To feel right. There was no one influencing this on me. I wasn't seeking out this information. I was just existing, and it was just coming to me. It just started to feel wrong. My present beliefs of putting all of everything onto the universe didn't seem right anymore. Putting everything onto source, it seemed like there really was a God, and I was getting all conflicted.
It seemed like there was a God out there at one point. Yes, I went out to a park, and it seemed like there was a God for a moment there. I was in Hyde Park walking around the trees and the animals. I saw some squirrels and stuff, raccoons even. I was lucky to see a raccoon. Yeah, who knows? Maybe maybe I might even see some other animals out there, a coyote or something. Get lucky, yes, out in nature. Okay.
And thinking to myself, God, if you, God, Jesus, God, are real and you're who I'm supposed to be praying to, because I was really struggling, like, can you show me or tell me, or I don't really remember, because I wasn't trying to memorize this moment because it ended up being really important, but I had that.
Yes, lady, I'm gonna help you. Go out like in Banff, like in nature, like go to British Columbia. That's a nice place, or the Yukon Territory out there, somewhere. You know what I mean? Or the Badlands in the USA, some nice park. I don't know. Everything there is already cluttered with people everywhere. Go out in nature somewhere over there, somewhere in the mountains, and you'll find God. He's there. He's there all the time. It's nature. It's called nature.
Sort of asking of God to.
Yes. We all know how Jesus talks to people.
Yeah.
You want Jesus to show you a sign? Then you're walking down the street and you see the letter J,
Right.
this man-made symbol with no natural meaning.
That's
and
right.
then you know
That's right.
that Jesus is reaching out to you. I really love these stories of how people find Jesus.
It's so they can cope with being in a zoo called the city, and an unnatural environment. As a slave, they've been slave to the city. Yes.
Jesus, they are so inspiring.
This life is an unnatural life. It's not based on nature, so therefore you're out of homeostasis. Yes. You're domesticated too. You're a domesticated animal now. You're domesticated like a domesticated animal on a farm. When they go back out in nature, they turn back into their natural state. Think about that for a moment. Why does a pig, when it's captive, they're actually boars when they capture them, and then they lose their tusks and a bunch of stuff. They become less muscular. They lose their hair, and they have no hair on their body. That they look domesticated. And then when they run away from the farm, they go out back in nature, they turn back to normal. Why? How is that? How does that work exactly? Why is that? See what I mean? The problem is you're coping because you're a domesticated animal. You don't know how to cope with that.
Show me what is right, because I don't know.
Why do you think men all think they're weak and they have to go to a gym and lift a heavy weight? They're all, I feel I'm weak. I have to. You're weak. You're weak. I have to go to a gym, lift heavy weight. Why? Because in nature, you'd never be weak. You'd be busy. You'd be busy, nice, muscular, strong, and you'd be eating natural food, which makes you muscular and strong. But if you eat slave food, you're always going to be weak and have low testosterone and everything. That's why they're all complaining, got low testosterone, this and that, and yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? They're not one with God. They're one with the artificial man world, the fake God called man. They think man is a God when nature is actually God. That's why you're all suffering.
Of course, you know what is right for yourself. There is no general right and wrong in this so-called universe, whatever you want to call it, on this earth. But for you yourself, of course, there is a right and wrong, as in everything that causes pain for you is bad for you, and everything that brings you joy and pleasure is good for you. That's the very best way.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way, but it's actually the most.
Yeah, he's right. Everything that gives you pleasure, yeah. All these things all these things give you pain. Joy and happiness comes from the things that give you pleasure.
Correct way to define what's right and wrong, good or bad. Again, for you specifically, universally there cannot be, because what's good for you can be horrible for somebody else, but it's just animal nature. That's why we survive by consuming the life of others. That's just the reality that we are in. And of course,
Yeah, we consume the lives of others. We consume the energy of others, yes. In this world, they consume the energy a different way. They consume it by enslaving you, and then they don't have to work. They have a system here, an education system. It's like a prison. One does better, one doesn't do well. It's like a game. Some do well, some don't do well. Then those who don't do well, they're enslaved to these very physical, demanding labor jobs with very low pay. And the people that do well in school, they get rewarded. They get the easy job, the comfy job, sitting on their butt all day. Yeah. While the slaves work. And they get more money, too, for sitting on their butt, which is kind of weird. So the people that actually do the real work, they get less pay. The people that do nothing get the highest pay. Tell me, you think religion, you think these people, they go to church, they're all religious. Do you think they care about that? You think they give a shit about that? No, man. You're consuming other people's energy. That's the whole point. A guy sells you products online. He's sitting at home. He's buying and selling products, and you're going to work to your job. You're actually working physical labor jobs, whatever you're doing there. You're working hard and you're giving your money to him. He's consuming your energy because he's not working. He's just selling your products that are made by you, probably at the factory yourself.
it doesn't feel good for the others to be consumed.
Yeah.
But that's just purely nature.
I agree. People get frustrated. They feel sick. I have lots of friends like that. In foreign countries around, I got lots of friends. They work, and they're not getting anywhere. There's no money. They can't pay their rent. They can't eat. It's crazy. Yet they're working.
How this life works.
You go to your slave school, then you go to your slave job. They give you a slave wage, and then you go to your slave store, and then they sell you the slave food. That's how they steal your money. They consume your energy by selling you on stuff that you don't need. You don't need education. You don't need anything. You don't need anything, any of these things. You understand me? You just think you do because they made you believe you need these things. They made you believe that you don't need nature, that you need them and this artificial environment. Yeah. And they made sure that they make you rely on it because they've enslaved you to it by conditioning you, brainwashing you, a whole bunch of stuff, dude.
Being, you absolutely know, everybody knows what's right and wrong. It's just that you get told that when you feel bad, it's good for you. As in, eating spinach is good for you, working out is good for you, when you know that it's bad for you because it feels bad.
Yeah.
Or you believe that some stuff which I don't even want to talk about on YouTube, which brings you pleasure, is bad for you, even though you know, because it brings you pleasure, that it's actually good for you. That's it. It's just that simple. There's nothing complicated about it. And you know it, but you're lost because you've been brainwashed your whole life. That's why I'm here, to show everybody the truth.
That's right.
That's really the purpose of my existence.
And
I will agree. I agree with him, man. Yes.
the next day, I went to my nonna's house, and she told me, she said, I have to tell you something. God gave me a message to tell you, or something like that.
He did?
And she said to me, don't.
So nature gave her a message to give to you? Wow, that's incredible. She's been spending time out in nature, has she now?
There's no other God. Don't give in, because she had known also that I was into spirituality.
Yes, this is actually very interesting because Christianity, for example, will say that you're not supposed to worship any other gods, anything else essentially, but then naturally you're only supposed to worship nature, especially the sun.
Yeah.
That's it. And everybody who follows man-made beliefs, man's beliefs, actual man-made opinions, those are the people who are going against nature, God, whatever you want to call it. If you go against the sun, then you're going against the equivalent of God, what you believe God is. If you don't eat raw meat, you're going against nature, creation, God.
And I had been, like, I would talk about.
Yeah, if you don't eat what you're supposed to in nature, you're going against God, nature, and you suffer in the end. That's why everybody's sick in this society. They're completely sick.
Astral projection, and I talk about the universe
And it's getting worse and worse. They're becoming like transgender, sexes. They don't even know what sex they are. A whole bunch of stuff. This is all due to food. Because I just saw a video. I was watching a video on what was it? Some girl. It was some carnivore thing, and she said she turned carnivore. She said, I wish I could bring it up right now. I don't remember the exact video. Maybe I'll find it. And so she said she had these spells. She couldn't figure out what sex she was. You know, the transgender thing. She didn't know. She man, woman, this and that. She was having all these things because she was on a vegan diet, which goes against nature. Goes against nature. That's why.
In the past years with her, and she just, this one day, the next day after I asked that of God, she told me.
That's what's creating this transgender movement, this transgender thing, whatever. People are not, they don't know what sex they are or something like that. It's because they're going against nature. That's why all the world is in turmoil. Because when you go against God, nature, which is God, you have all these problems.
I have a message for you, and it's that God says that there is only one God. It is only Him. Don't give in to anyone, other, like, people pretending to be Him or any other powers. There is only one true power, and it's Him. And I remember the.
Yeah, nature. He's the one true power. Yes. Listen to the burning bush. I am that. I am that. Nature.
Exact words she said, but I was.
We are of nature. We're created of nature. That's why they say they were trying to give you a message. They said, do not believe in any God other than me, the burning bush. Why? Because nature created man. Man is of nature. Do not believe in any gods other than me, nature. That's why you're being punished. Hello.
I wasn't as startled when she told me.
That's actually a very good point, because if somebody tells you to only worship them, then you know that you're in a so-called cult. Because, again, naturally,
That's
you
right.
should only worship nature, especially the sun.
That's right. I agree with him. He's absolutely correct. That's what the Bible was trying to tell people, but they have it all upside down. They have it completely wrong. They don't even understand what the Jesus character was about. They don't know anything, man.
If you
They
get
just make it up.
caught into man-made lies,
Yes.
then you're actually the one who's going against the so-called God. It's you. It's literally you.
I really should have been, considering this was a direct answer from God. But you know, when you're really connected to God.
They even try to tell you there was a message in there, but you know, of course, the Italians, they got hold of these scriptures and then they compiled it into a book, and then they called it the Holy Bible. So one of the images you see, they talk about Adam and Eve, and they ate the apple in the garden. That's the Bible's trying to tell you not to eat the apple. You understand me? That goes against nature. If you eat plants, it goes against nature. That's why you're suffering. Now they say they got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. What was the Garden of Eden? Nature. Nature, God, nature is the Garden of Eden. Get it? They're trying to tell you they got kicked out. That's why you're living in a city now, because you got kicked out of nature because you ate an apple. The way the story is compiled is kind of weird, but whatever. So yeah. Oh, I've been enslaved in cities because I ate an apple in nature. So now I don't live in nature. I don't hunt and what I'm supposed to eat, my natural food. I think it was this other video I just seen about, what is it, Noah's Ark. They talk about this Noah's Ark thing. They landed, and then there were these, they came out. I can't remember what they called themselves, Semites or something like that. They named themselves something. They were all roaming around. They're doing a bunch of stuff, and then they were talking about how, this so-called Abraham guy died at 170 years. He lived to 170, but we lived to 600 years. Humans lived to 600 years. And then they were like, why have we stopped living? Our lives were cut in half, like cut short, because we went against God. That's what they said. They said, we went against God. That's why our lives were cut from 600 years to 170. Abraham died at 170. Well, now people are dying at 100. I mean, 100, even 70, or even 50 now. It's even getting shorter and shorter. The point is, the reason why they say you're going against God is because they partook in eating fake food. They went against nature. They stopped eating their natural food, and they started eating fake food. Yes. Yeah, man, that's what they're talking about in there. People don't even understand the scriptures properly because they just want to hear what they want to hear. They want to hear what they want to hear, not what it's really telling them the message. They're not listening. Here's the thing. Pot Singer did a study on cats where they ate raw meat and cooked meat. The cooked meat cats, by the fourth generation, they were completely fucked. Get it, dude? Yeah. That's still, you're processing the meat. So you're cooking it's unnatural. It's in an unnatural state. What happens if you grow up as a child and you eat your natural food, natural meat, raw meat, drink blood, eat the organs raw, eat your eggs raw, eat your fish raw? If you eat it all raw, how long can you possibly live till? Will you be healthy? Of course you will. Will you ever lose your teeth? No. Will you ever get sick? No, never. It's kind of obvious. You'll always be in a normal state. You'll even have brain power because seafood grows your brain. It makes your brain bigger. Marine life makes your brain bigger and smarter. Yeah.
And some really
The only way you can really connect to God is by sun gazing.
One of the things they were talking about was we were aquatic. They say we're aquatic. That's why we don't have hair on our body. We live very close to the water all the time. We're drawn to it. In the past, we ate a lot of seafood, right? Marine life. That's why our brains shrank. Our brains are shrinking because we stopped eating marine life. So our brains are shrinking. It could be that. It could be meat. It could be lots of things. I don't know. Because we're just not of nature. We're not one with God anymore. We're out of nature.
Crazy, like powerful stuff that should be so outstanding and miraculous.
That's why we're suffering.
It just feels normal.
That's why we're all suffering. Everybody's suffering and it's getting worse and worse. These crazy dating things and pro-flap guys and all this, and guys going their own way, girls this, that, separating. I don't want to be with women. I don't want to spend my money. All these dating, relationship problems, everything, divorces, man, because of going against nature, bro. It's never ending. This world is never ending because if you follow religion, if you follow this fake belief called religion, Holy Bible and all that, it's an evil book, bro. And it'll ruin you completely if you follow it because it's filled with things that go against God. Yeah, nature.
Because you're so connected to God, I guess it just feels right. It's in you.
So everything natural is sinful, and according to the holy, fake, evil Bible. You understand me? But in nature, they're all natural. They're all one with God. See what I mean? So it must be an evil book.
And then I've been trying to get closer to God since then. So you guys know I've been trying to read the Bible, and I've only started reading the Bible a month or so ago. I don't remember when it was, but I've had that Bible since around this time.
The more you read that Bible, the more you are drawn to evil because you're taken away from God. God is nature. The more you get taken away from nature, the more problems you're gonna have, dude. You're just gonna have more problems.
Tell how lost she is.
Yep.
And again, I'm gonna have to link this documentary, which I already linked once.
Look at the Catholic Church. What do? Money. They're all about money, collecting money, circulating money. These churches, even this Jesus guy, what did he do? He came into the mosques and he kicked the plates with the money, went flying and everywhere. He said, "You're using this place for what?" They were doing business there. They're doing business there. What is religion? A business. It's money. It's a business. They own properties. Look at the priests. They're living it up, driving nice cars and everything. Yeah, sure, okay.
Or twice before, because it perfectly shows you and explains to you why people who fall for Christianity, for example, must be lost. You must be depressed.
Yeah.
You must be at your end, even crying. Maybe you lose somebody who's close to you. You cannot understand why. You must be really just completely lost in life, have no purpose or meaning, to then find God.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, people are like on an airplane, they're about to crash, and they're like, "God save me." God is not a dude, man. God is nature. You know what I mean? Or they hit bottom doing drugs, unnatural things, evil things, doing drugs, drinking wine, which Jesus promotes, drinking lots of wine. So they start drinking a lot of wine, they get drunk. They become alcoholics or whatever, drinking this wine and eating bread all day, making them sick. And then they cry to God, they're sick or something. They get diseases or whatever, then they cry, they start looking for this God character. God is nature. When you go against God, that's why you're losing your teeth. That's why you're losing your health. You're losing your health and your teeth, and you're looking for God to save you now? See what I mean? Or they lost their friends to a car accident. My friends, they died in a car accident. My family died. Or there was a gas leak in the house or something. Well, these are unnatural things. You're not supposed to be partaking in them. You're supposed to be in nature. And then they go, "I got to look for God." You know what I mean? Well, you were driving in an unnatural thing called a car. That's why they all died in there. It's unnatural.
the so-called Jesus, it's a lot better.
In other words, God had nothing to do with that. Those are all evil things you're doing.
To find my videos, really.
Think about it. You're feeding your kids as they're growing up. You, as parents, you're feeding your kids unnatural food. What exactly are you doing? You're feeding them. You're even feeding them unnatural. You're an adult now. You have a brain. But you continue to feed. You continue with the cycle of feeding your kids unnatural, poisonous food as they're growing up, and you're poisoning them. Yeah. And doing a bunch of other stuff, the way you're raising them. It's very unnatural and evil.
A million times better. The documentary perfectly.
That's why she's coping. She can't cope with this because she doesn't she feels drawn probably to nature, which is God. She feels drawn to him, but it's just she can't figure it out because it's the way she's been conditioned. She's been conditioned by these human beings to be a certain way.
It shows you that the guy who was...
She's like in the Matrix. She's trying to get out of the Matrix and back into nature with God.
Christian goes to this natural tribe and realizes that you have to be lost to become Christian.
Yeah.
And he quits Christianity, even though he was Christian his whole life. He has a Christian family who all worship Jesus, God. And he just can't because he realizes that natural people don't do it. They cannot do it because they're not depressed and lost. And he quits it. He has to quit it, of course. It's the only natural conclusion you can come to.
I'm not feeling conflicted with myself. I'm having to undo a lot of old beliefs, kind of, because I genuinely used to think people who believe in Jesus were actually, like, unintelligent. I was like, you must be just not that smart if you're able to believe in a concept like that. Of course.
Yeah. People are not smart because they're brainwashed. That's really the problem. It's not so much as that they're not really smart. They're just brainwashed, conditioned and brainwashed a certain way. They think that this is real. Well, this is all fake, that they live in the fake world.
But I am right here. You can literally see me. How can I not be real?
God is real. Of course, the universe is real. But
that's right. He's real. He's right here.
Believe that there is this person who came back to Earth as God or whatever the story is.
It's not that I believe that I'm God.
That's a good one. This guy came down as God or something. My God, why do humans believe that man is a god? Man is not a god. Nature is God.
I'm just here to save humanity and to inform you to go back to nature. That's it.
Nature's doing this. I'm not doing it. Nature's doing it. I'm only nature's boy.
You're lost. You're enslaved. You eat garbage. You don't follow nature in any way at all anymore, which is the only path to happiness.
That's right.
I'm just here to bring you back to happiness and health. That's the only purpose.
I really don't totally understand it because I haven't read the New Testament, and I know I should, and I know that's part of my problem is I need to read it, but as people know what...
My God, I need to read man's fucking bullshit on pieces of paper. You want to read man's bullshit on paper, man, or do you want to actually find God? Go in nature, there's God. You can see him everywhere. He is that. He is that, he is that, he is that. Get it? They even wrote it in these stupid scriptures, these Jewish scriptures. They're not really religious texts. It's just the Italians call it religious because they put it together as religion. They call it religion. They made it up. They were just texts talking about stuff. They were trying to tell you the burning bush thing, whatever. The burning bush. It was a metaphor. He says he was out in nature. He went up in the mountain to be with God, nature, and he said, God is that, everything, nature is God. I am that, get it? I am you. You are God. You are nature. You are God. The flowers are God, the water, everything around you, the sun. Fuck, man, people are really daft.
A relationship with God, a true one, can be hard, and
Again,
the relationship with God is in nature. You're out of nature, so you are not in relationship with God.
14:33. Thou shalt not read man-made symbols created by man
Yes.
to get a meaning in your life.
Exactly. That's what the Jewish people were trying to tell you. Do not read man-made symbols to get meaning in your life. Get it? Yeah. People don't even understand what the Bible really means because the Italians put it together themselves. But you can still understand what the scripture means. You still can understand it because the Italians, they're a little bit stupid. You know what I mean? But they're smart in a way that they brainwash the people because now the people can't really decipher between nature and, you know, this whole God thing.
realizing that I was going to make a whole separate video on this. Maybe I still will, but evil is...
See, people can't figure out why I'm so happy, why my life is so good. So you get people like Hercules XXX, you know, people like that. They try to make videos about me because they're upset because I'm one with nature and I'm happy. I'm a happy person. I do what I want. I go where I want. I eat what I want. I try to follow God as much as possible, which is nature, God, nature. I try to follow it to a T, but then they get upset and they get jealous and upset when you try to follow God, nature, which is nature, right? So when you're following nature, God's ways, they get all upset because they're like, hey, you need to follow the evil ways, you know. You need to be evil and you need to do everything that's evil. Eat garbage food and do garbage stuff and go lift the heavy weight in the gym. Go do a bunch of weird stuff, dude. That is fucking evil and unnatural. You understand me? So they get crazy. They get crazy about me. Yeah, he's like, where does he make his money and what is he doing? And you know, he's on this and he's doing that and he's doing that. Why? Because I'm happy, because I'm one with nature, I'm one with God, and you're not. You know, the first thing that Hercules XXS, what does he do? Oh, look at this place where I live in the water, and I'm a pilot and I'm driving an airplane and I'm doing all these things. These things are not making him happy. That's why he's upset. Look at him. Look at his channel. You understand me? His problem is he thinks that shit is gonna make him happy. That car, that airplane, that place where he lives and everything. Meanwhile, he probably doesn't live there. He lives in a basement with his mom. But whatever. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Incredibly inconspicuous and
What you call evil is nature, but the actual evil ones want you to see it
Yes.
as evil because
Yes.
they want you to go against nature.
Yes, they want you to see that nature is evil and go against nature, go against God. The evil ones, the priests, the religions, all these religions that are out there are evil because they want you to go against God, nature. They do. They do. That's what they want. So they can control you and enslave you
insidious.
and consume your energy so they can survive. They survive by consuming your energy.
I've been trying, because I was going to make a video on this and I was trying to figure out which word
When you think about it, that's super fucked up. It couldn't even get much worse.
Yep.
I want to
agree.
use, but evil is not as direct as like you think it is. Evil is in very seemingly harmless things that actually are evil, like lust. I want to make a video on lust, and I'm not really sure I'm going to anymore because of
Oh my.
Lust is not evil. Lust is not evil. What makes lust evil? Because some crazy fuck told you that? Some fucker? Come on, man. Some fucking priest told you that, piece of shit. A fucking religious piece of motherfucker told you that shit? Come on, man. Fuck these people. Don't listen to man. They're not God. Listen to nature.
God, lust, literally, your natural sense is telling you to do something. It's a sin.
That's
it's
right.
evil. Oh no. God created our bodies, but
Religion doesn't exist. It's created when man opens his mouth and makes a sound. And the sound comes out and he says, religion. When man dies, his God, his gods, and everything that he created will die with him. Get it? Yeah, man.
our bodies are wrong. Oh, it's a test? He's trying to trap us. He wants us to read these man-made symbols to understand that our instinct is wrong. We shouldn't listen to our intuition.
Yeah.
We need to follow
We
what
were-
the man-made
We're not born with knowledge. We're born with instincts to survive. Now, knowledge is accumulated through experience. And so these humans, on their experience, they realize that they can control people by controlling them by putting it in print on paper. Then it's real. If we put it on paper, then it must be real, on symbols. We write them on tablets and on symbols and everything. Yeah.
symbols tell us.
Yeah.
Okay, so our bodies are wrong. What we know is right is wrong,
Right.
and what is wrong is right. Upside.
God, nature born you with instincts to survive, but our instincts must be evil. Yes, of course.
Down.
lust is a sin, and lust is something that I do so strongly. I lust after
Sure,
men a
yeah.
lot, and I've realized it.
Yeah.
Let me get this straight. So lust is a sin, but living this artificial life is not a sin? Okay.
It's exactly, your reproductive organs are a sin.
Yeah.
God put them inside of there to trick you and to test you. It's not at all you naturally wanting
Man, this is hilarious, bro.
to
Come
reproduce.
on.
This is exactly what I'm here for, my child. I'm here to save you from you being brainwashed since you were a child, actually. You were told that reproduction is wrong, that you should protect yourself from it, that you need to wait until man-made marriage, which doesn't exist, even though naturally you marry somebody, so to speak, by having intercourse with them, and then you bond with them for life and create a family
Yes.
with 10 to 20 children. It's literally naturally just your body telling you to reproduce.
last year. And I've been really working on not doing it. And there's all this evil in the world that isn't so, it's not like inherently evil like murder is, or
Yeah.
all those inherently obviously horrible things.
Yeah.
But they're evil in the sense that giving into anything other than God is giving into Satan or Lucifer.
Yeah, basically, giving into anything other than nature and
Yeah.
your natural desires and instinct
Yeah.
is like giving into Satan or Lucifer. Yeah, it's Satanism.
That's absolutely correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what you're doing, by the way, in case you didn't realize it.
Yes. That's why people hate my channel. They hate my channel because I tell them the truth, because I'm with nature. I tell you exactly what you are: a lifting slave, a gym slave, a vegan slave, whatever you're doing there, man. You're a slave, bro. Get it? Yeah.
or evil or bad, and you're not necessarily maybe harming others, but you're harming yourself by
You are harming yourself.
You are.
involving yourself in those practices.
You're harming yourself by following man-made shit. Yeah.
This might seem kind of silly, but like being overly indulgent in social media, or whether you're displaying yourself. For example, I was one of those people who was constantly like posting selfies in my early 20s and was really wrapped up in how people perceived me, all that stuff that most 20-year-olds and teenagers are involved in is evil. It's evil because you're giving, and it doesn't seem evil because there's nothing really wrong with it. You're not really hurting anyone, but you're hurting yourself, and by giving your energy into that type of thing is why you become such a sad, miserable, unhappy, painful person, because
It's not that simple, but yeah, she's right, of course. Social media, all the selfies, and this self-obsession is evil because there are no mirrors in nature. You pretty much never see yourself in your lifetime.
That's right.
Most people would never see themselves, except for maybe very vague images of themselves in water.
In nature, like you see in these movies, people would look in the water and they would see what they look like in water. But in nature, you would never, there's no mirrors. They don't exist in nature. You'd never see what you look like.
But even that would usually never happen, seeing as some people hardly even ever come across water, and then it's moving anyway, so you see nothing, if it's a river, whatever.
We most likely were all good-looking people when we were in nature, because we become disfigured over time because of our unnatural lifestyle. Natural food we're eating is causing all these problems, and these weird things come out, weird children come out, and weird diseases, and weird Mongolian diseases, whatever else, dude. All these weird things with disfigured faces. Our heights are kind of weird. Just a bunch of stuff. We must have been very good looking when we ate our natural food, and we lived really long.
That's why social media, with all of these devices, is even worse, because you see yourself in the phone, then you share these images also, you're always obsessed with yourself.
you're putting your energy into something that is designed to make everyone unhappy. And I know I'm not doing a good job at kind of explaining that, but sometimes it's easier to have thoughts in your head than it is to actually rationalize them out loud, unless you plan it in advance. But there's all these things that I was doing.
It's good. I like these videos which are not cut, just straight up somebody talking. These kind of videos are better. They're more genuine. She is clearly one of my children who is lost because of the enslavement and brainwashing all around her. But this is what I'm here for. I will free you all from these man-made chains which are around you. You don't see them, but you believe that right is wrong and wrong is right. Most of what you believe is upside down. That's exactly how this kind of manipulation of the mind.
I believe him. See, I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke drugs or smoke cigarettes. I don't do any of those things because that goes against God. It goes against nature. But the Bible promotes those things. They promote all of these weird things, these evil things. They want you to keep doing these things. They promote eating artificial food, the Bible, eating bread, sludge that destroy you, a bunch of stuff, and alcohol. And it just goes on and on. It's just an evil book. But yeah, I agree with everything he says in this video.
Works. It's not only slightly wrong, as in you kind of got it wrong. You believe that cooking blood a little bit is right. No, you actually believe that drinking blood is wrong.
No, not
it's
at all.
devilish. Maybe it's even unhealthy, when actually all...
I can find blood, raw blood at the Asian market. Asians still eat raw blood and stuff because they don't follow that kind of religion. They still eat a lot of stuff. But when people see them eating those things, they go, ooh, and all this, and ooh, how could you eat that and all that? Yeah. Ooh, how could you be one with God and with nature and eat natural food? Ooh. Yeah. Okay, eat a candy bar. Okay.
Humans' nature consume raw blood, they feel super happy, they are healthy.
Yes.
People have been lost for thousands of years now, which is why they
I thought that if I ate raw fish that I would feel really bad, and it was the opposite. The moment I started eating raw fish, I couldn't get enough of it. I wanted to eat more and more and more and more and more of it because it made me feel happy. It makes me feel good. Makes me feel amazing. But when you eat artificial food, I feel bad all the time, depressed, all kinds of weird stuff, man. I got bloatness, farting, I got inflammation, I feel sick all the time. I'm just completely like kaput, dude, kaput.
have been searching for these answers, but it has never been as bad as it is now.
Yeah.
Humans today fall for
Yeah, it's
all
getting
of the
worse.
lies because they have no
And it's getting worse.
connection to their natural senses, instinct, intuition. They believe that it's all sins. Even all of the so-called non-religious people
Yeah.
actually believe this. They just don't realize that they are religious.
Yeah.
I'm the only light at the end of the tunnel. You're welcome.
I agree, man. I'll see you in the next video. That was funny. That was a good video. I was going to do one of these videos once myself because I seen one person talking one time. I wasn't sure. On my old channel, I put that religious guy, the Russian guy, on there. Remember? And then at a second part, and then I played that music. He got arrested in Russia. He was trying to pretend he was Jesus. He had a following and everything because people are crazy, man. They're so easily brainwashed human beings. They're nuts. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Ciao.